Yo, what is up, guys? So it's. I think enough time has passed. So there's been some big Arknights drama in the community recently that I've seen on the YouTubes here. Apparently from this OG Arknights guy and then another OG Arknights guy or something like that. He has Arknights stuff on his content, but he pretty much thinks Arknights Endfield like they killed the game. And as someone that has been playing the game, I'm all the way up to level 52. I've been enjoying the game. I think the gacha has problems, all that type of stuff. I'm interested what they're talking about or what they're saying. I know this guy, he had a problem with him like adding like a dodge into the game and stuff like that, and he had like some other problems, like just change the game, just making it too easy. And I can kind of agree with sometimes catering to casuals too much. That's how I feel about Wuthering Waves. But I'm interested what this Kukkikaze guy has to say because a lot of people have been saying he absolutely cooked Toboruo. So I mean, let's see what he's got to say. You know what I'm saying? Also, let me mute my Enfield, let's not hear the ambient grass in the background, even though it sounds kind of chill, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see what he's talking about here.
I hate having my YouTube feed pop up with a thumbnail of a creator coming at another creator.
I don't know why it is so laggy.
It's classic drama farming. I really don't want to do that because I'd rather be someone who can have fun, teach people, and entertain people. But this one time, and please be the last time for several years, I am not restraining myself. I want to speak
Holy,
up
he's not
against
restraining
Toboruo.
himself.
Here's the thing. I believe that when you have a conflict with someone, especially as a person on social media, first freaking step, you don't go making a video or a post online. You settle it in call with that person. So I have already tried to deconflict with Toboruo, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Wait, what did it say? You put those on
I
too
have already
fast.
tried to deconflict with Toboruo, not once.
Hello, are you okay to call? If it's okay, now for an hour, I'll be busy after some days. Sure, I'm free whenever. Call ended. Call ended. Is it like he called and the call didn't go through?
Once, not twice,
Hello. This doesn't show anything.
but 3 times.
20 minutes. So they had like 4 hours of calling before you made this video, or what?
And 2 of the 3 occurring while live streaming. Every call, what I advise him has always been the same. I respect his criticisms, I even cite some of his criticisms, but I have never once accepted his way of conveying them. Constantly, he will try to justify that his ways
Oh, he made videos on it in calls with him?
are the most suitable to get his message across. To which the question also becomes, what does he want people to agree with? For a lot of people, your first and perhaps also second contact with Toboruo is one of these 2 videos. And for a
That is true. Calling it the death knell of gacha games is insane. Bro, I feel like it's not, I feel like the game's kind of chill, though. It's talking about like they killed it.
lot of new players of Enfield, it's this.
For reference though, I haven't really looked into like Arknights betas or anything. I was just like, when I saw this game, I'm usually super hyped for a game, or I'm like, I'll potentially try out the game when it comes out. For Arknights, it was one of those where it's like, I'll potentially try out the game when it comes out, and I played it, and I've been enjoying the game. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what they had going on in the beta, but this guy thinks it's like crazy.
Video. This is the longest video that Toboruo has ever done. He scripts and edits his videos, which is something I would praise him for. I think he articulated several problems of the game very well. From the tutorial to the story, I say the same things in my personal reviews.
Yeah, there's a lot of
now,
tutorials.
the number one gripe I have is Toboruo's implanted perspective about the technical test combat. Let me explain to you what happened in the technical test, which was 2 years ago. This
2
was
years
the
ago.
first ever live test where I might say that less than 1,000 or even 500 people in the global space got to try. The story and the world, extremely bare bones. I don't think a single person has a good thing to say about it, but that could be expected. Technical test is not there to have a fleshed out world or story. It's to
True.
test the core concepts of the game. The combat has one characteristic that is so
Bro, can you imagine building like a super good factory in the beta and it gets reset? I can't even imagine. That would be terrible. That would be
distinctly
terrible.
different from not only the current game, but also any other big gacha game titles out there. You have the ability to control the range or the
Oh
area
my god, this looks way different, bro. And he said this is technical tests.
of the skills and ultimate. It's very Xenoblade Chronicles-esque.
Wait, that is super different. Wait, you cast the skill and then you cast where it's going to get casted?
And it sounds really cool. I thought that the combat was fun when I also got to try the technical test. It gives a feeling of strategy and closer to Arknights, just like how using someone's skill has a corresponding range. You can also slow down the combat, allowing you more time to think of your actions, seeming like a prime example of strategy. Toboruo believes that this combat would have been exceptional if it were the actual version of the game, stating that it would have been more strategy-based and less action-oriented, making it more
I think
engaging,
that would filter out
especially
more
for people
people
who want
than
complexity,
the
more
factory,
thinking to
low
their
key.
game. His latest video brings up this technical test throughout and is concluded by the end. This is not his first rodeo of sending this message. It's not only including the very first big video he made, but for 6 videos in a row across the
6 videos. Hypergriff has no spine, the demo, Wizardell hunting. I think that's Arknights. Unfortunately, devs listened. You are the problem of Arknights Enfield's dodge. Holy.
entire year. I don't really want to encourage people to go there and watch them all, but if you really want to see the narrative he's constructed every 2 months, you're gonna realize that he had harped on this very same thing. Every video is a new iteration, a new script, a reskin of him.
Does this Toboruo guy talk about anything else in the game though besides that? Like he's talking about like the gotcha system or anything like that?
Trying to prove to people that the supposed initial vision of the game would have been the best way for the game to launch. A lot of people who watch the videos have in a way sympathized with this messaging and feel a sense of the game not knowing what it's doing or what it could have been. This is the core issue I have. How do you, watching those videos, know that the technical test was better than the current game's launch? You never played the technical test. Your only basis is actually playing what it is now. You
True.
can't go saying, I've tasted apples but never tasted oranges, and therefore, oranges is better than apples, or apples is better than oranges. How does that work?
He's
But
kind
there's
of
also a
right
sizable
though.
proportion
Kind
that
of
will
right
say,
though.
I've tasted apples and I've seen oranges. Therefore, oranges are better than apples. That doesn't make sense. Funnily speaking, this isn't just about how people are comparing the technical.
Wait, I gotta rehear that.
That doesn't make sense.
Wait.
Sizable proportion that will say, I've tasted apples and I've seen oranges. Therefore, oranges are better than apples.
He's kind of onto something with that though. He's getting philosophical real quick though. Hold up, philosopher Kukkikaze. Hold up now.
That doesn't make
I know
sense.
he was about to go into some philosophies with this one.
Funnily speaking, this isn't just about how
Apples
people
and
are comparing the
oranges.
technical test
Now he's got to talk about, can you see an apple in your head and eat it? Now he's got to talk about that.
using Toboruo's videos against the current Enfield. This is also like how people are comparing Enfield to any big gacha game titles. Some are using the words of their favorite content creators as they green or red light to play the game rather than making decisions themselves. In any case, I've
That
explained
is
why
true.
the rhetoric in much of his videos is flawed. You have no basis to prove what he says, unfortunately making you inclined to believe him since he's the only guy speaking out loud. Any criticisms he makes of the current game, if you played it and feel the same, sure, those are fair, but not the hypotheticals of what could have been being brought up. I never made a video about the technical test. I don't feel right to do so because I had nothing good to say. I finished it feeling that was not a game for me. If I don't enjoy it, why bother inviting negative sentiments?
Well, I think you can make a video criticizing the technical test. That's like the whole point, to be like, yo, this junk is buns. They should fix this, you know? But that guy seems like he just made like 10 videos on that junk. He's like, yeah, no, this absolutely garbage. And
But
he's
for this video, I'm actually going to tell you what I think of the technical test combat. It's fun for a day, perhaps a week, a month, but it's just not going to last. The base building aspect is a big time sink for people, even right now. Not exactly a necessitated time sink, since you can use others' blueprints, but a lot of you are choosing to not use others' blueprints and genuinely wanting to build your own. Now imagine pairing the base with the technical test's supposed strategic variant. The combat is going to take more time when every skill needs you to decide a range. In one combat, that's perfectly fine. Can and include a hard boss? Okay. Now take that this is a live service game. The likes where you have to play for months, a year, 5 years even. For every battle that you've experienced in Enfield currently, from the mobs to the dungeons to the bosses, you add about 25 or 50% more of your spent time. The time sink is going to become much worse than the factory. You're
wait, they ulted off field before?
repetitively in a
I feel like she stays on field when she ults now.
range deciding screen in your daily dungeons with your same favorite team against the same enemies. Perhaps
I think the problem with the old combat is it feels more turn-based than action. They probably wanted like action to appeal to more people.
the sight of a new combat style would have intrigued you early. Finally, a non-Hoyo open
Wait, is this Wolfguard? They completely changed this guy. He's not even a sword anymore.
world type of combat. But the time for you to become bored of it is so
They
much faster.
completely reworked that
Imagine
guy.
the combat
What
against
the?
Trigolos or Marble Agglomerate. Many of you will be pulling your hairs out if you had to constantly play in that slowdown manner. This is not to
It's
say
kind
that
of
the
true.
technical test variant does not work, but I don't think it works in a game you play regularly. It works so well in premium titles. The one-time
What is this? Oh, this is Hyper Neptunia or whatever junk.
purchases where the amount of game time you
This is
have to
what this
spend
game looks
is
like.
fixed and known. You know the
This looks
gameplay.
like
You
Danganronpa
paid for
or
the
some
amount
junk.
of playtime they have level.
Actually, I'm only saying it looks like Danganronpa because this like fat guy right here. But they got like little Pac-Man dudes going around though.
Enemy
the hell?
designs curated so that you don't get bored. It can work in specific live service games, where rather than a semi-open world concept, it
Girls
launches new
Frontline,
stages
holy.
and patches, so that it's designed in
Wait, this Girls Frontline map looks sick. Is this a new map? I haven't played Girls Frontline in mad long.
a way that your time sink is segmented in blocks. This is a very simple way for me to explain to you that in my perspective, the technical test combat would have been terrible for the game. For those who think that the current combat is bad, I'm telling you that the technical test would have actually been worse in my view. But I ask this again. How do you prove that what I just said is true? You never played the technical test. How do you know what it really feels for yourself? If you're
True.
someone who formulated your assessment of Enfield using Toboruo's videos to then say Enfield is terrible, and to the extent that you haven't even played the game, why let someone dictate your thinking? To me, Toboruo has done perhaps the most damage to the Enfield community than anyone else.
Wrong. Wrong. Toboruo? Can we talk about Mr. Saint Totas on the CBO? Hello? Wait, I just thought about it. This Kukkikaze guy, if he's made one about Toboruo, he's got to have one cooking up about Saint Totas. Come on, the snowman has been absolutely. He's made like 500 videos about this game. He wakes up and is like, Arknights Endfield! I woke up and Arknights Endfield is still a live service game that is airing right now with servers active. I must make a video. Ow! Like, I feel like that man is absolutely, like, any second he thinks the second a thought of Arknights Endfield comes on, he's like, nope, it's got to be Doom posted now. It's got to be Doom posted. It can't exist in a positive manner. Anyways.
For inciting the perspective that the developers lost their vision or have no backbone to support their own passion. Who are any of us to judge what is the actual intended vision of the game? Tests are called tests for a reason. They tested and they go by what they believe will fulfill their vision. I said this at the start of the video, and I say it again. Enfield right now is not flawless. I might even say it's got a lot of flaws. But despite that, it's a
I would agree, yeah. First thing, the daily system in the game. I think Enfield could benefit literally from removing the sanity system, but they'll never do that. Or make the sanity system so big where it's almost unnoticeable. I feel like the way the game works, there's so much stuff you can do with the factory and everything. And like, expiration, like going to the stock bills and stuff. Stock bills is technically another form of sanity, right? But stock bills is limited every day. But you don't feel like you're being gated by like an artificial system with the stock bills because it's like your in-game like currency or something, right? And you like kind of build it up. But sanity, it's just like, oh, there's this number, and because this number isn't at a certain value, I can't go farm to get my characters up to like level 90 or whatever. That's when it really feels like a gacha game. Because I've been playing this game, I'm not going for Levitain or anything like that. I don't plan on wishing on any of the 3 starter banners. I might go for Yvonne. I have no idea. But the game, I'm not gonna lie, from what I played through, mainly feels like just a actual game, which is pretty chill. But yeah, anyways, go back.
very enjoyable game for many. Whether those flaws can fix itself is what we are paying attention to for those of us choosing to stay. I can't guarantee I'm going to be a long-time player for a year or more, but I know I'm happy to see what they are going to do in the coming patches. When
True.
describing the state of combat, does the current combat really have no strategy at all? It's a big ongoing debate, but I've made another review video that touches on that. If you want to hear it, I invite you to watch that whenever. Also,
Holy.
you can watch the 2-hour session where I converse with Toboruo about one of his inflammatory videos. Link is in the description.
A 2-hour video? That's 2 OD. That's 2 OD. That's 2 OD. Well, he has a pinned comment here. To everyone watching, please don't go harassing Toboruo. As I put in this video, he has all the right to state his opinions, criticisms for the game. He would have been a great content creator in my eyes, as he has the knack for brilliant videos, but I'm just tired, and a lot of us are, for how he has always been embedded with sourness and negativity. I value criticism deeply, but the means that Toboruo take is just terrible for a person who claims to be a person for the community. Go play or not play the game. Let this pass after you've watched this. Holy. Has the Toboruo guy made a video like on the live version though of the game? 10 days ago, he made Generational Stake. That's like a launch, right? He gotta make a video on like the live version of the game, like what he thinks about it. Or is he gonna be like, what happened to the game I love? He might be like a what happened to the game I love type of beat.
Understand my disappointment with how he has broken so many things he said he would and wouldn't do. Don't go yet, I'm closing out this video. Time and time again, he says that he wants the best for Enfield, wanting the game to succeed. But why does his actions not sync with his words? He goes on about how a game for the masses isn't good.
I'm interested though. Was the gacha system in the beta? Because if that guy only talks about like the dodge and stuff, I feel like the gacha system is significantly worse in terms of player retention than just like the dodge thing. Because like realistically, the dodge thing can only affect people who've played previous tests going into the live thing, but the gacha system affects anyone that goes into the game or anyone looking at the game because they hear about the gacha system. I feel like I don't know. If he actually cared about it, he should talk about more than just like gameplay mechanics and like all of the stuff. In my opinion, I don't know.
But is it just a game that isn't for him, that isn't good? He wants the game his way and made 6 different attempts to find new followers of his idea that perhaps was never going there to begin with. Now that the game is
Kind of
out,
true.
there is no way he goes back to the same plot, like as if he cannot get over his ex. I don't know what to say if he runs it for the 7th time. There's definitely a divide between me and Toboruo, but I don't want a divide for you guys watching where you choose whose side to agree with. In fact, just don't take sides. You have the autonomy to think for yourself. I end with
Kinda
the
true.
quote from his first video. A game for everyone is a game for no one. To Toboruo, who I know you're watching, have you thought that you're doing all this for yourself instead of for the game or the community? A game not for you does not mean it's not a game for a lot of other people.
Holy.
That's all I can say. What are you trying to do? What is your main objective?
I didn't say that though. Hang on,
just
no,
to
that's
be-
a misrepresentation of what I said. I didn't say the game's going to shit. I said I'm disappointed in the direction. I'm disappointed in this decision. I
Yeah.
didn't say. I said my passion for the game remains the same. I said I'm still looking forward to Enfield. I said I'll still be there no matter what. I said I'm still going to make all the content I was intending to make before. I didn't say the game's going to shit. That's a misrepresentation.
Does it come to this point of they have to follow what your dodge is in order for them to be
No.
doing it right?
No, they don't. They don't have to listen to me specifically.
Dude, this Arknights posters this guy has are kind of fire. Dude, Arknights art is clean though. I'm not gonna lie. That art is clean.
I have no intention of becoming a drama CC. I just, I play the YouTube game a little bit, but it
Little bit.
happens to be that
How were they in a 3-hour call talking about Arknights? Does Arknight get this deep? Dude, I would have been your point didn't get through like 30, dude, just 2 hours and 36 minutes, brother. That's like, they probably went longer. I would have been 3-hour
the 3
call.
videos I've made about Enfield so far have like had this tone to them. This is not
Someone talking about Saint in his chat.
a tone that I intend to like carry through all of my Enfield videos. If that's of any comfort, and that's never been my intention. That's just kind of how it's played out.
You can say it here, but it's not meant to be said here. This is meant to be said on your own space when you can.
Yeah, I know, but like just if it's of any comfort to you,
Holy, that's crazy. Fob video, biggest problem of Arknights Endfield. Wait, 1 hour video. Hello. What in the world, bruh? I gotta make my son a video, Lokido. That was an interesting video, though. That was an interesting video. I wouldn't say he absolutely cooked the guy, but he did bring up some good points about this guy. Realistically, though, yeah, I enjoyed the game. So, like, I don't know. Is his biggest thing literally just the dodge and then the turn-based combat type of thing then? I feel like there's way more to talk about in the game than that. Those are like the smallest things, in my opinion. I don't know. If all of these like 1 hour videos are about that, or I guess not all 1 hour videos, 1 hour video and then two 30-minute videos are all about that, then I feel like they're kind of nothing burgers, in my opinion. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Shout out to Kukkikaze here, creator of this video, talking about Toboruo. And yeah, see ya.